Good morning, everybody. It's Marty, the JavaScript party, and my buddy Rhett is out in the living room. I'm not feeling 100% yet. I'm getting pretty close. I feel a lot better than I did. Um, so I had already started this video probably about 15, 20 minutes in, and I looked down there and I saw that my little mic auxiliary signal wasn't going. So since I hadn't really done anything, I just decided to start the video from scratch again. Um, So what I discovered in the last video, or in the previous while I was off of this, is that this line of code was messed up because, let's see, um, I had like taken, okay, so what happened was let me see if I can hit Control Z. So when I left off yesterday, yeah, I was something along these lines, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was yesterday. Um, and it had been a change from I actually had changed this code. Thing is this thing, and I was I don't know what I was doing. I was reassigning scene um based on this and doing it all in one line. It was kind of silly. Um, so basically, all I did just now was just comment that out and see if that fixes the problem. The problem is that scenes that the visualizations aren't being drawn at all. We just get a white thing. Now we have debuggers place. Debug. So we seem to be, yeah, so it seems to exist. Probably don't want that one anymore. I think that's where it was breaking before. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, that was just a bug that I had done, probably because I didn't feel particularly well yesterday. Um, my brain, you know, it functions better some days than others. People don't realize that, I don't think. But, okay. So that was a silly goose mistake. So we do not want this line of code anymore. I had done something like I said this. I did something like this. It was weird. Well, I think that's what I did, and then put it all in one line. And I don't know. It was screwed up. For some reason, it's catching it. It was not catching it earlier. So, anyways, we don't want this line of code because we no longer set that. We've updated the other code to figure that out. So that is good. Um, I think okay. So I think that's a full like cycle of work, right? The Moving that. I do not think this will affect unit tests in any kind of negative way. So let's go ahead and do that. I think it's kind of weird. Like, what is it like? Try to figure something to ramble about while we're waiting for this unit test to spawn. Um, like there's a big push, or from time to time there's these big pushes for test-driven development. And that's the idea that, hey, I'm going to write out all my tests, then I'm going to write the development, then I'm going to write the code, and then watch the test pass. And that's a really good way to do it if you can. And the problem is for an organization, a healthy organization will eventually just naturally go there. They'll eventually go, you know what, it'd be nice if we have tests for this stuff. And then they'll do it. If you force them to have tests, then they're not going to write the tests with uh, well, for what they are supposed to write the test for, because you know what? Who knows what the tests are supposed to catch? Only they know what kind of bugs normally prop up, and then that unit tests could help, with. But that's kind of what I think when it comes to testing and um, test. Like a lot of times they're really just talking about what where a good healthy team goes, not where you can force a team to go and then they'll become good and healthy. Um, so these are more like observations usually. It takes a long time. Like these agile kind of things, they feel like they're there after they kind of see it work out or see things work out once or twice. Okay, so tests are up and running. I really do expect to see 100% coverage. Okay, so that looks good, and we still have our 100%. And I did not expect any different. And then npm run Cypress. Is it run? Here, it should be in my DOS key. It wasn't open, right? It was, darn it. Packages run. So npm Cypress run. I guess that's easy to remember. It's like Forrest Gump. Run, Forrest, run. Run, Cypress, run. Let's see. On that. This a little bigger. It's 8:37, so I still have a good bit of time. The other thing I always have a hard time figuring out is it picking up my voice through the microphone or is it picking it up through the computer? That's weird to me too. These wait times are kind of um, like so for here this is really nothing because it's a fairly small application. I can imagine that in other places it may take it 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get up and running. Be interesting to know what it is that um, consumes all the time. Is it like the number of lines of code? What is it? Man, this is really taking forever. There we go. Run starting headless, and then these are our specifications that's gonna run, and that's how it searched for it. That's pretty nice that they put that there. So look for anything inside of the Cypress folder, EDE folder, and then through anything there, that's what that double means, and then that means anything with a CY ending. .js, JSX, TS, or TSX. Here we go. The home page. Past, past, past. The result of the very first test. What that sound was. I feel like everything's running slow this morning. I haven't felt like coughing in a while, so that's good. Good sign. Ooh, 6. Feel pretty good that everything's gonna pass. No, it's just sort of just double check everything that I want. Sorry, and I'm afraid to mess with the sound. Yeah, I removed imports that we didn't need. Remove this 3 scene. It's so funny, we removed it and then they made code change that broke it. So this is the code that uses it, determines what the 3 scene is. Like just wrote random code yesterday that just broke everything. And what's crazy about that, okay, so everything passed. The thing that's truly crazy about that is I think everybody has done that before where you've written some code and you're like, why did I write that code? And it feels like you must have been trying to sabotage things or something because it's just so that's the only thing that makes any sense. It's weird. Okay, so I'm gonna add everything. So I'm just gonna down here. I'm gonna type git add and then a dot to tell it that's everything. And so you'll see that they all moved from changes here to stage changes, and then looking for one that starts with video. There we go. I'm guessing this is 284. Yep, 280. Oh, so this is 285. And this a removes deep link to the to from st scene 2 3 C. So that's what it does. This removes that. And it was in video 285. And we'll go ahead and we'll push that. And we will go back in. Let's go ahead and make this smaller again. So we're here. And we want to go back to 3 scene, right? ST scene. Okay, so we wanted to change this. Yeah, this is going to be a hard one. Instead of meshes, it's going to be an ID array of mesh IDs. And oh my gosh, I think that's going to be hard. Hard number. So that's what we want to change. And I'm hoping that the TypeScript transpiler helps me with this. All right. So in the animation service, it's upset. I don't know if that's the first place we want to start that. So ST service. I think it's IDs, right? So that's fine. All we have to do is meshes, IDs. Okay, I don't like that. Mesh IDs. It's already, the IDs makes it plural. so weird. It's gotten totally dim down here on my. Um, oh, I am running out of juice. I'm going to admit that I don't think I'm at 100% right now. What I've done down here. Let's see, are we still live? Yeah, we're still live. All right. So, all right. So it's saying that, hey, over here, you're trying to push a whole mesh onto a, okay, onto, well, something that doesn't even exist too. See mesh IDs. I guess we have the base mesh ID. I don't think we need this base mesh at all now. Okay, if this scene, okay, so this is to create the mesh. The base mesh. Was it before? Okay, so, okay, three mesh. Okay, so I'm saying if I get a base mesh, so I do need it, three mesh. That's because I can, this is where I get a reference to it here, so I can add it to the scene. And this is ThreeJS scene. Okay, so that issue seems to have resolved itself, but we still have this other issue. All right, I'm going to kill this. I know it takes forever, but it's 8:47. Did it? It's saying ST mesh is 0. Okay, what does this guy do? Let's hold the shift button down. Okay, so this is just gets it and always gets ST mesh 0, which I don't want to get. I have a scene of IDs, so what is going on here? Okay, if Constantine, oh, gets called with a modulus and a renderer. What I'm trying to do is get the scene, because I guess there's only one scene per scene by ID, and then from the scene, I guess I'm assuming there's only one mesh. So we just need to get a reference to the ST mesh of, because it's always ST mesh 0. Okay, so I'm just gonna const mesh ID ST mesh is equal to um, is that what, okay, well let's um ST scene mesh IDs and 0. now we actually want the mesh for that ID. So and so meshes before were ST message, I think. We have to go look at the change. Try to figure out what it used to be in there. An ST mesh used to be in there. Okay. So we want to get the actual ST mesh. And I'm guessing that we want the ST mesh service. We do not have it. I think this is how it works. ST mesh service, colon, service is equal to inject. All right. And then hopefully I can say, wait, I think the thing I'm working on is down here. Okay. Mesh is equal to this ST mesh service dot get mesh by ID ST mesh ID. And this is an ST mesh. And it's of type ST mesh. Okay, nothing broke there. That was more of a question than see if this changes this ST mesh. If that's made that happy. I don't know if that solved the problem, but it made it happy. I can tell this is just code that I just threw together just to make something work. Which is not. Alright. Animation service line 84. We kind of ran into this one too. IDs. So this is actually a number. Alright, so now each. So now we're going to go through every one of these ST mesh. Let's change this to IDs. ST. Oh, I don't want meshes. I want IDs. Okay. Now let's see if we can get the mesh from inside of here. Sometimes it's tough to get the, you don't, well, we should be able to, because it's an arrow function. So we want the mesh itself, ST mesh. We'll make that a constant. I don't think it should be changing. And so type ST mesh. And it equals this dot ST mesh service dot get mesh by ID. Match ID. I don't know if that fixes it, but doubt it fixes it, but maybe. Oh well, it compiled. So let it reload, and then we need a hard reload because it does remember some stuff. Okay, that's good. Let's get F12, make sure we don't have any weird console log errors. That's awesome. Alright, so we are ready to do a commit on that. It is 8:55, so I'll do that next time. I think all of these look good. We no longer we have a deep link to the IDs. It is possible that those might get stuck into memory. Let's see, probably should do like a deep analysis of that. No, because, well, as long as nothing has a reference to this scene, that goes away. So it's like one of those one-to-one objects that I was talking about before. It doesn't really exist outside of here, or if it does get, because we do actually make over here, we make a reference to it, right? We make a reference to it, but that it only lives from here to here. It's the responsibility of this one to release its reference, and it does. So, anyways, yeah, tomorrow I'll commit this, and it looks like scene is completely the deep links to things are gone. So st scene we did render right, and then mesh. So mesh, I feel like we need to redo animation in general. Um, like animations doesn't have its own manager, and it's acting weird. But I hate, like I knew that that was a problem, so it doesn't make any sense to. All right, so this one we need to get rid of this. Get a ID, which I don't think I even have. Well, who knows? But yeah, this needs to be the 3 camera ID. It's probably, yeah. Actually, it's going to be my ST camera ID, which so we probably don't even need this. We just need the 3 service to be able to, or the ST something to be able to give me this value back. But I don't want it on here. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.